Hey, how you doing? I'm back in another video, and today I'm talking about why the Oklahoma City Thunder could be the most slept-on team in the entire NBA. Now, I'm not an Oklahoma City Thunder fan, actually. I just think that they are a very underrated roster. I think they made some very underrated free agency moves with some trades, and by just picking some people up in free agency, I think they just improved their team a lot over the offseason and are going to shock a lot of people in the league this year. And I think they're very slept on, and I'll be giving some reasons why. So without further ado, without rambling on too much, let's get right into this video. Alright, so my first reason is going to be they added Dennis Schroder. Now, a lot of people kind of looked at this trade and was like, okay, it's whatever, Dennis Schroder for Carmelo Anthony. So they pretty much got a starting level point guard, a very good starting level point guard in Dennis Schroder, for someone that they were already planning on releasing anyway. So, I mean, this was a huge thing. But not only is that because they won the trade, but yes, they had Raymond Felton at backup point guard last year, and he was decent at being a veteran leader, as he averaged 8 points per game, 2 rebounds per game, and 4 assists per game. But that's not great numbers. It's good, but not great numbers, and you're not going to be able to win a championship with Raymond Felton getting a lot of minutes off your bench. But when you have someone like Dennis Schroder, who half of the entire NBA do not have as good of a starting point guard as Dennis Schroder. So I mean, just look, yeah, now not only do you have to worry about Russell Westbrook when he's starting, but now you have to worry about how is your bench point guard gonna guard Dennis Schroder? Because I can guarantee you there's not one point guard coming off the bench as talented or as good as Dennis Schroder. Dennis Schroder is probably better than half of the league starting point guards right now. I mean, obviously he's not elite yet, but he's getting there. He's getting to the point where you can almost call him elite, as I mean, he showed that he has a very bright future, and he was one of the only bright spots on a horrible Atlanta team last year, as last year he averaged 19.4 points per game, 6.2 assists per game, and 3.1 rebounds per game. So he showed that he can score at an elite level. So when you have an almost 20 point per game scorer last year coming off of your bench, I mean, dude, I don't know, like, no one's going to be able to guard that. And I mean, to have fresh legs like him coming in, and then you can also probably work in where Dennis Schroder and Russell Westbrook will be on the court at the same time. That will be very hard to guard, because now you can't just try to take Russell Westbrook out of the game. Now you have to learn how to take Dennis Schroder out of the game. And I mean, some people call Dennis Schroder a baby Russell Westbrook just because of how explosive he is, and that they're just going to form a very deadly combination. So if they want to go small ball, they could go to the lineup Dennis Schroder, Westbrook, Paul George, Andre Roberson, I guess. I mean, I don't know. They could go with very small ball lineup, and Dennis Schroder will be able to help that a lot. So, I mean, going up against a team like the Warriors, who, yes, they did have DeMarcus Cousins, but I mean, I don't think Cousins is going to have as big of a role as people are saying he is. Yes, he's a great player. Yes, he's a beast. Yes, he's a top 3 center in the league, but I don't think he's going to fit the Warriors system very well, and he's just not going to be able to have as good of a role as we've seen him have in the past on most other teams. So, I mean, I think that with them going small ball against the Warriors is going to be very effective with the lineup they're going to be able to put out on there. And I just really do think that this is going to be one of the best backups. He's probably going to win 6th Man of the Year this year. Like, I would be shocked if he doesn't. Dennis Schroder is a borderline all-star level player, so I would not be surprised if he wins 6th Man of the Year this year, which is going to be a huge thing for them, and I'm getting into that in a few reasons from now. But now my second reason is going to be they have enough star talent to compete with pretty much everyone in the East, I mean in the West, besides the Golden State Warriors. And the only reason they can't compete with the Golden State Warriors is because they have literally the entire Western All-Star team on their team in their starting 5. But besides the Warriors, they really have someone that they do have people that can compete with any other team's star talent, because like they have a superstar player in Russell Westbrook. I don't care what you say, stat padding or whatever, no one that was just going for stats can average a triple-double back-to-back seasons. It only happened one time. Well, it happened 3 times, twice by Russell Westbrook, 1 time by another player. So I mean, he's done this back-to-back season. So even if you are going for stats, you can't do that if you're not a beast. He's a superstar level player, in my opinion, a top 5 point guard in the league and in MVP. So obviously he's your leader of the team. But then you also have all-star, 5-time all-star, in fact, Paul George, who's a top 8 3 forward in the entire game. I think among all the threes, he is top 8. He's very good on defense, a beast on defense, actually. And I mean, so right there, that's your duo. That's going to be your big duo you rely on. You have a superstar and an all-star level point guard, and I mean all-star level small forward, and that's what you're going to really strive off of. But then you have 2 potential all-stars in Steven Adams and Schroder. Now, Steven Adams, he will never get an all-star, only because he just does the dirty work, but he's a very good productive player on him, but since he doesn't do all the sexy stuff like scoring and shooting and stuff, he's never going to get an all-star appearance, but he is a very underrated center and probably a top 10 one, if maybe even top 7 one in the league. And then, like I said, Dennis Schroder, he's on his way up. He's kind of young, getting up there, and I mean, yes, he probably won't get an all-star because he'll be coming off the bench this year, but if he is starting for any other team, I wouldn't be surprised if he would get a couple all-star votes. Like, if he was still in Atlanta, I'm sure he'd get a couple all-star votes this year. But then my third reason is going to be their defense is going to be elite. Now, yes, last year they were already a top 10 defense, but just look, that was with them losing Andre Roberson, one of the best perimeter defenders in the entire league, for half the year with a season-ending injury. So I mean, with him having, with now them going to be able to have him for a full year, Paul George is getting even better. He's entering his prime, and that dude's a beast. Don't get me wrong. I mean, Paul George was a 5-time All-Defensive Player, I'm pretty sure, or 3-time All-Defensive Player. He's a beast on defense. Roberson's a beast on defense. Steven Adams can guard the paint very well. So I mean, their defense will at least be in the top 7, maybe top 5 this year, and that's going to be very big because like, you have teams like Houston and Golden State that you have to guard. You have to have an elite defense, and that's what you're going to be getting out of this OKC Thunder team. But then my biggest reason, my biggest improvement that they were able to do, their bench. They finally fixed their bench. For the last 2 or 3 years, their bench has been awful. Ever since Kevin Durant has left, their bench was just never good. Pretty much since they really had James Harden, to be honest, they haven't had a good bench, and that's been the reason they just weren't able to have a success at a high level. But now with the additions of Nerlens Noel, I still think has potential to be a starting level center in this league if he develops and keeps growing as a player. At one point, he looked like he was going to become an elite player. He kind of fell off a little bit, but I think he will be a great backup center for Steven Adams. I think he will be a huge piece to their success. But then you also have TLC that they added, a very good veteran, very good defender, and he will just be a good veteran off the bench. But then, like I said, Dennis Schroder, he is an all-star level player, at least a borderline all-star level player, can score 20 points per game when given enough minutes, can pass, can rebound, can do all the dirty work, and is a very good hype man, and is going to be a very explosive player coming off their bench, and it's going to be huge, and their bench is going to be almost as good as a lot of teams starting 5. Like, I mean, the Atlanta Hawks starting 5 probably will not be as good as the OKC's bench. Like, the top 3 players, at least, on OKC's bench is better than top 3 players on Atlanta's starting 5, unless, besides John Collins and maybe Prince. Prince could be better, but besides those 2, take any other 3 from that starting 5 and then compare it to Nerlens Noel, Dennis Schroder, and TLC. It's going to be a toss-up of who's better. So I mean, yeah, I just think that they improved so much because like they filled in a huge hole. Their defense, they improved one of their biggest strengths, their defense. So and then I mean, their star talent is still there, and they actually added a potential all-star. And then Dennis Schroder, obviously one of the biggest reasons as well. But I want to hear all your thoughts and opinions below. Comment below. Do you think the Thunder could win the finals? Do you think they could go to the finals? Do you think they could beat the Warriors? Do you think they're going to be good? Do you think Dennis Schroder would be a very nice thing? What do you think I could have added? Do you think they're slept on? I want to hear all your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. And if you like the video, put like button and subscribe button. That would mean the world to me. And I also have to thank y'all for all the support y'all been showing. We're at 940 subscribers. I'm striving for 1K before the end of this year, and we're going to get there, and we're going to crush 1K. We're going to get right through that, and I just cannot wait till we get there, because I mean, we're just going to crush right through it. Go to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10K, and we're just going to keep on pushing until we get to the top of YouTube. I'm telling you, I want this so bad, and I'm not going to stop until I do it. It is currently 3 a.m., 3:30 a.m. in the morning, and I'm still grinding out these videos for you, and the reason it's so late, mainly my fault. I decided to play Madden, and that's my fault, I understand, but still, I'm going to keep grinding out these videos for y'all, and I'm going to do it every single day until we get to where we want to get. And I cannot thank y'all enough. But another person I have to give all praise to is God. I mean, obviously, He gave me the blessings to be here. He gave me the blessings to be able to, like, be born in America and be born in a country where I can do this. Be born in a household where I have, like, all the equipment that I need to be able to make videos. Be born with the passion, motivation, and just have all the blessings that He was able to give me. And I'm taking full advantage of them and realizing the mission that God put me on earth to do, which is spread His name through these videos, entertain y'all, and just do what I really love. And this is what I think He put me on earth to do. So I have to take advantage of that and do what He put me on earth to do. And as long as I'm doing it, He's going to guide me in the right direction. And I just cannot thank Him enough. I cannot give enough praise to Him, but I also cannot thank y'all enough for all the support y'all been showing. We're literally 60 subscribers away from 1K, and we are going to crush that once we get there. So yeah, I just cannot thank y'all enough. Like I said earlier, if you did like the video, put a like button and subscribe button, and hope you have a blessed day, because I have a blessed day, so you need to have a blessed day. See you tomorrow's video. Goodbye. Boo. Blah, 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 blah.